Hey, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. So excited to be with you and so excited to share the news with you. People, good things are happening out there. Don't kid yourself. We are winning this round. That does not mean we're going to win the war unless things change dramatically, but we are winning this battle, and that's dealing with the 2024 election. There is so much going on out there right now. A number of things I have to share with you. Want to mention my sponsor really quickly, though, Midas Gold. That's MidasGoldGroup.com. Or you can text Lumberjack to 232-425 to receive free silver with qualifying order. You can also call them at 480-360-3000. You are dealing with veteran owners, not commissioned salespeople. Talk to my friends at Midas Gold Group. That's where I get my gold and silver. Again, lots of ways to buy it. This would be like 20 pieces of silver. You can get them as American Silver Eagle, Silver Maple Leafs, and so on. Or you can get some basic rounds, like Buffalo rounds, whatever. Get junk silver, you name it. You can get graded silver. You can get gold. So anyways, that's why they call it the gold standard, folks. Anyways, I got to share something really wild with you. There's a manhunt going on right now. This is crazy. It's taking place in Florida, and it's just wild because they have found, the most heinous criminal, and now a manhunt is underway for this person. It's crazy. I gotta share this with you because it's crazy.
Police are searching for the driver caught doing donuts, damaging the Progressive Pride street mural.
Just after 2:40 Wednesday morning, a vehicle is caught on a security camera doing donuts, damaging a Pride mural on Central Avenue in St. Petersburg. Tire marks still visible on the street.
My reaction is disappointment, not surprise. I think anytime we're in a situation where we have public displays,
I sure hope they catch this guy. This is crazy. Maybe it's a gal.
Reaction to it.
Dr. Byron Green Collish is president of St. Pete Pride. He feels someone targeted the mural. He says the mural is visual representation that everyone is welcomed here.
The mural is really a public love letter to the residents of St. Pete. Being able to collaborate with the city and other Pride organizations here in the city really feels like love and home.
St. Pete police say over the past week, 2 different vehicles have left tire marks on the mural. One where a driver accelerated on Friday, May 17th at around 9:30 in the morning. The second incident, that vehicle doing donuts. Officers do not believe the 2 cases are connected. Mayor Ken Welch posted on Instagram saying, in light of the recent vandalism targeting the Progressive Pride flag mural, there is no place for hate in St. Petersburg. St. Pete police say the person responsible faces a criminal mischief felony charge since it will cost the city $1,100 to restore the mural in time for Pride Month festivities.
A massive thank you to the city and being able to jump into action as quickly as they did.
Anyone with any information regarding the driver in the blue vehicle is asked to contact St. Pete Police. Reporting in St. Peter.
Look, people, the fact that the police, the government, was so able to jump into action, it's impressive. It's impressive. It's so, I mean, when things are burning, mostly peaceful protest, people, hey, hold back. Don't go after those protesters. Oh, geez, it's hard to take seriously, but I had to share that with you. Big stuff going on out there, but here's the real story, folks. Dems are in full-blown panic right now, and this is interesting because I have been trying to figure out, what are they up to? What are they going to do? Because how do you run Biden with all this going on? This out of Politico, so take it with a grain of salt. But this piece of it is true. Dems are in full blown freakout over Biden, and maybe there's those that are in the know. You have the useful idiots, the people who don't really know what's going on, and they're just like, well, no, Joe's so great, and they've really pushed the narrative that Joe is fantastic. Okay, you see this Jake Tapper on CNN, or what's Morning Joe. This is the sharpest Biden I've ever seen, and I wouldn't lie to you. And if you can't handle that, F you. Remember these things? One advisor to major Democratic donors keeps a running list of reasons Biden could lose. Listen to this, though. This is kind of interesting. A pervasive sense of fear has settled in at the highest levels of the Democratic Party over President Joe Biden's reelection prospects, even among office holders and strategists who had previously expressed confidence about the coming battle with Donald Trump. All year, Democrats had been on a joyless and exhausting grind through the 2024 election. Well, they had such a great candidate. Why would that happen? But now, nearly 5 months from the election, anxiety has morphed into palpable trepidation, according to more than a dozen party leaders and operatives. And the gap between what Democrats will say on TV or in print and what they'll text their friends has only grown as worries have surged about Biden's prospects. You don't want to be that guy who is on the record as saying we're doomed or the campaign is bad or Biden's making mistakes. Nobody wants to be that guy, said a Democrat operative in close contact with the White House and granted anonymity to speak freely. But Biden's stubbornly poor polling, listen to this is where it gets good, and stakes of the election are creating the freakout, he said. This isn't, oh my God. I'm trying to make it through this. This isn't, oh my God, Mitt Romney might become president. It's, oh, the democracy might end. It's the end of democracy. It's not like Mitt Romney might become president, people. Because let's face it, for Democrats, Mitt Romney wouldn't be so bad. It is crazy. The admissions they make. Despite everything. Listen to this. This one line. Despite everything. What's the everything, people? Well, their trials aren't working. It doesn't. Bonnie Willis isn't working. Judge Rashawn isn't working. Judge Engeron didn't work. Judge Eileen Cannon is actually turning the tables down in Florida. And despite everything, Trump is running ahead of Biden in most battleground states. He has raised far more money in April. And the landscape may only become worse for Democrats with Trump's hush money trial concluding, and another one, this one involving the president's son, set to begin in Delaware. God. The concern has metastasized in recent days as Trump jaunted to some of the country's most liberal territories, including New Jersey, over 100,000 people, and New York, 35,000, in the Bronx, to woo Hispanic and Black voters as he boasted improbably that he would win in those areas. They are just in full flipping freak out right now. While he's long-legged Biden in cash on hand, Trump's fundraising outpaced the president's by $25 million last month and included a record-setting $50.5 million haul from an event in Palm Beach, Florida. One advisor to major Democratic Party donors provided a running list that has been shared with fundraisers of nearly 24 reasons why Biden could lose, ranging from immigration and high inflation to the president's age, the unpopularity of Vice President Kamala Harris, and the presence of third-party candidates like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. This is not a political. They're in full-blown panic at this point, people. They don't know what to do. They could have gotten rid of him a while ago. I know people are saying, "Oh, Neil, it's the convention. They're going to get rid of him." The problem is, people, it's too late then. It really is. They don't have time. See, the cake is getting baked. Do you guys all understand that? They are totally baking the cake right now by their persecution of Donald Trump. That's what's causing everybody to line up behind him. And then they've got this lackluster candidate, Joe Biden, not just lackluster, absolutely. That's just too weak of a word, but they have that going on in addition to, the public support growing because of the trials that are being run against Trump. This is a wild times. I've never seen anything like this in politics. Due to his, now they're saying Biden is off the ballot in Ohio. He's going to be off the ballot in a couple states, Herb. This is the most, for all of their saying that Donald Trump, right? That Donald Trump has the most poorly run organization. It's chaotic. And look, Biden can't even get himself on the ballot. Remember the New Hampshire primaries? He wasn't even on the ballot for the New Hampshire primaries. This is just nuts. It's nuts. Hey, Burnsville, I used to live down that way, baby lungs. So, anyways, it's crazy what's going on here. I mean, and now Trump's out raising him. I it's just a different level, and then the whole COVID narrative getting shot down and Chris Cuomo and all of that. And look, here's the thing. I think we could all agree if we had to choose between Kennedy and Biden, of course, we would choose Kennedy, but we don't have to, right? We get to choose Trump. And Kennedy has made a lot of outlandish statements lately that just aren't true. They're just not true. And, early on, he was supporting more the lockdown method. You guys do realize that from his previous statements. That's where Kennedy was at. He was a fan of Fauci. He may have had a problem with the jab, but he wanted the lockdowns. He thought that was the answer. So, I could pull up a big thread on that on X. There's a guy I follow over there, Maze Moore. Does a great job over on X. Here, let's add this in. Let's talk a little bit about this next story. This one out of the Gateway Pundit. So this Biden's FBI justified its deadly force policy of Mar-a-Lago raid because of life-threatening kitchen utensils and resort gym equipment. So there's a pattern with the media, right? So first they tell you that what you know isn't so, right? They stick to the story, and then they change the story, right? So then, well, here, let me rephrase that. So first they do that, then they tell you that the story is actually a little different. Then they tell you that you never had a right to be concerned because it wasn't a big concern. So listen to this. Judge Eileen Cannon, I covered this. I don't think I need to go over this again. I'm sure there's people but the FBI authorized the use of deadly force. Okay. And, this is their whole statement on deadly force and everything. The FBI claimed the authorization of deadly force on former President Trump is just standard protocol. Okay. But see, they're switching the story. This story keeps switching. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland claimed the same deadly force policy was in effect when the FBI searched Biden's Delaware homes. Of course, Merrick Garland did not offer any documents to back up his claims. And then Joe Biden's FBI justified its authorization of the use of deadly force during their Mar-a-Lago raid because of life-threatening contraband in the kitchen and gym. But wasn't it just standard policy? Without no basis, without any. I mean, no, that's maybe, but that's a quote. It's ridiculous. It's terrible grammar. Without any basis whatsoever in the affidavit or otherwise, FBI agents searched the private bedrooms of a First Lady and President Trump's youngest son. See Walter versus United States. The FBI's photo log demonstrates that the agents took extensive photographs of those rooms for no apparent reason. It's one of my kids' favorite. Sarah said this for no apparent reason. Anyways, there was no factual basis for the agents to rummage through the rooms, not specified in the warrant, and not surprisingly, they seized nothing from those other rooms. Okay. Nor was there any basis for the FBI to bring firearms to Mar-a-Lago. That's completely true. Look, Secret Service is there. They would just need to cooperate. There's no reason for the FBI to have any guns. What are they going to do? Get in a shootout with Secret Service agents? Shoot the president? What are they going to do? There was no reason. None whatsoever. There were no threats, no risk to the agent's safety arising from the allegations relating to possession of documents at a premise already guarded by the Secret Service. That's what they go on. But the agents appear to have done so based on documents produced in discovery in order to search for alleged contraband they pretended was life-threatening in Mar-a-Lago's gym and kitchen. So I thought that this was standard protocol. Now it's because of life-threatening kitchen equipment. Can you believe this bullshit we're getting from the FBI all the time? Oh my gosh. There's knives in the kitchen. We need guns because somehow this is so dumb. Trump's going to come and knife us. He wasn't even there. What was Christina Bobb, the first attorney to make it on site? They said they'd notify the attorneys beforehand, never did. Then Christina Bobb gets there after the FBI's already shown up. She's the only person there on site. What was Christina going to take him out? Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. Get this, though. Biden receives sensitive. All this keeps coming out. But here's the thing, people. CNN isn't covering this stuff. Okay. MSNBC, CBS, NBC, all these, they're not covering it. You've got to talk to people about this. Biden receives sensitive data, briefings from security advisors via his private pseudonym email. This is like Hillary Clinton all over again. While he was vice president, Joe Biden received sensitive communications via his private email accounts created under a fictitious identity. Why would you need a fictitious identity in private email accounts? Including foreign policy discussions with his national security advisor, schedule of meetings with cabinet secretaries, and summary of at least one intelligence briefing. What? The summary of an intelligence briefing to then President Barack Obama, according to emails obtained by Just the News. That's nuts. Do you guys get how nuts that is? So, and people won't know this unless you tell them. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, yeah, well, hey, do me a favor, if you would, just smash the like button, chat in with where you're from. But this is like Hillary all over again. This is crazy. Oh, hey, by the way, I should mention this really quickly before I go on. This is still up. This is not supposed to be up anymore. So if you want to go over there, those percale bed sheets for that ridiculous deal of $26.98 and $29.98 for the Kings, that's long staple Egyptian cotton. You cannot use the promo code, though. I mean, it says that here, but this is, if you look in the top here, you have to go to mypillow.com/lumberjack. You won't get it if you type in the promo code, but they haven't gotten this taken down yet. That's supposed to be off, but so it's still up, so you can still get the deal. You could call them too, because I mean it's still showing up on the website. I don't know how much longer that's going to be up. Just so you know, that's not supposed to be there anymore. 800-568-2865 is the phone number if you want to call them. 800-568-2865. That's my preferred way of ordering from MyPillow. You do get this free pillow as well. That's automatically added to your cart under Lumberjack. That's the Roll and Go travel pillow. And free shipping on orders over $75, as you can see up here. So a lot of great deals. Again, this is supposed to be gone, but if you missed out and you want to get some of those sheets, it's still up there. So just wanted to mention that really quickly. But yeah, the new memos were released by the National Archives over the Memorial Day holiday weekend under FOIA. Okay. And just the news, while none of the newly released emails had classification markings on them, several included sensitive information transmitted over an insecure Google email account. Can you imagine this? I mean, a national security briefing over a Google email account. Are you kidding me? I mean, what the hell is going on in our government? By the way, you all know that the Libertarian Party. I have to comment on this. They you know who they nominated was basically a homosexual Democrat. When I decided to register as a Libertarian, this is from Jake Chansley. Okay, so the Q shaman, right? I was under the impression they were patriots who wanted their country to be as the founding fathers envisioned. So I must ask all libertarians out there supporting this candidate for president, please explain what this is. So the Libertarian Party, how it started, and it shows Mel Gibson and the Patriot, and now how it's going. There's their Chase Oliver. Honestly, this is what libertarianism has become. What a joke. Was this infected by Democrat psyop as well? I mean, it's just whatever. I just can't with these people. Oh gosh. But here's a really wild story, people. Wall Street Ape shared this, but this has been around the news. You guys probably saw this. And if you didn't, have you guys heard of this story of the Army Special Ops soldier who had his home invaded by Chechen men, taking photos of his kids? Have you guys heard about this story? I'm just curious how I don't know how much media play this actually got. I don't watch a lot of mainstream media. Obviously, I watch clips of it and I cover and I mock them. But have you guys seen this story? I mean, this is nuts. yeah, so a lot, yeah, I see a number of you didn't see this. Okay. So yeah, this is nuts. I didn't, and they're not playing it on the news. So this is crazy. Listen to this. And I can show you the news report here too. We can play that. But Army Special Ops soldier has home invaded by Chechen men, and they were taking pictures of his kids. 2 Chechen men who spoke broken English were found near the soldier's home. His family alleges the suspected intruder, 35-year-old Ramzan Daryev of Chicago, was taking photos of their children. The soldier shot and killed one of them. You are not safe in Joe Biden's America. I'm telling you, man, they are coming. What do you think is going to happen when tens of millions of illegal immigrants get cut off from the government aid after the election? They'll have no way to support themselves and nowhere to go. This is what they'll be doing, home invasions and horrible crimes. So listen to this.
Here's what we know so far. 2 Chechen men who spoke broken English were found near the soldier's home. His family alleges the suspected intruder, 35-year-old Ramzan Daryev, was taking photos of their children. When confronted near a power line in a wooded part of the property, an altercation ensued and Daryev was shot several times at close range. A second man, Jankutov Adsalon, was in a vehicle some distance from the incident. He was questioned by
holy shit at his house taking pictures of his kids.
Office is leading the investigation.
I mean, they're not doing surveillance.
Okay, so this is wild. You know, you have to think about, well, we're talking about, did they have intelligence to know that this was a special operations dude? You know, why would they be taking pictures of their kids unless it was to say, oh, hey, we got the goods on your kids? You know, this is weird stuff, people. Weird. There's more to this story. I don't fully know what that is yet. And by the way, I got to share something else with you. I didn't pull this up, but let me just go to, I think, let's see. Maze. Here we go. So this is Maze More on X. Okay. So I retweeted this. So if you, my Twitter handle is down below in the description. My mods can share it too. But where is this? Oh, here. Check this out. This is such a great. Okay, this he shared. This is from Tom Elliott, Grabian. Very
apology? Of course not. This is never as simple as vaccine good, vaccine bad. We have.
Okay, so you guys probably saw this clip, but this is going to take you back to all the previous clips from Chris Cuomo.
Data to support the fact that there are thousands of people who have had adverse effects that are not getting attention. Be nice to the unvaccinated. Don't shame them. Let them learn enough. This country is about the vaccinated and those who choose to put them at risk. The vaccinated are this country. They've all done the right thing. So how long must the majority wait for the stubborn, waiting on people who insist on making themselves and others sick? And there is no valor in being unvaccinated. Not getting vaccinated is what is unfair. This is on you. That it's good that you're not taking it to thwart the government trying to have a hand in your life. How much more are the vaccinated going to take from the vacuous as if it were some misplaced righteous cause? It's freedom. It's freedom not to take the vaccine because it's not about reason. It's about animus. It's about resentment. I mean, honestly, you sound like an idiot, so there's not much to say. But Tony, good luck with it. See you.
And so do you.
Yeah, only for having you on the show. That was my only mistake. Look, it's just stupid. I'm pro-freedom. I hate that he's Italian-American, by the way, because it plays into his stereotype. This suggestion that somehow there is a strength in the resistance to the science, to the mandate, stupid, ethnic, stereotype, masculine, moronic thing to be. Because look, I don't think it's a coincidence that some of those who are soft selling the vaccine are also among those ignoring January 6th or trying to minimize it, have decided to be free to get sick. Because the idea that it's just about choice and volition, this isn't making you get a tattoo. If the freedom's so important, I'm free to be stupid. Byron Donald's not going to take it because he doesn't care what Biden wants.
If there are Americans like myself who choose not to Please don't berate me for doing that. That is a personal choice I have made. My own healthcare.
No,
I am allowed to do that.
Here's
I'm
the thing,
entitled to do
Byron. Do you have the right? Of course, nobody's debating that except you guys as a false choice. What I'm saying is it right? That is being dumb as a proxy for being bold, because you're seeing some kind of righteousness and a choice to do something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And why shouldn't I get opportunities as vaccinated that you don't get as unvaccinated? You don't want to get vaccinated. It's not because you know more about science. Just because you work in the hospital doesn't mean you're not susceptible to mis or disinformation or being vaccine hesitant. Amazing how selfish we have been in this situation when you think about it. And the selfishness, just in the simple statement of, I'm not getting it because, deep denial and selfishness. It is shameful. And to be clear, by we, I mean you who are not protected for yourself and loved ones yet. You guys are the issue, not the majority of the country that has already taken upon this task and now is being held hostage. There is going to be a consequence for irrational resistance. You being unprotected hurts my kids, hurts my mother. You are having your freedom stepped on because of those who believe freedom is about putting other people at risk. This is a tyranny of the unvaccinated. You have to have a vaccine passport. How are we going to know who got the booster and who didn't? We're going to have a way to track it. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really? Yeah. They need to be called out and shamed. So resistant to reason and reliant on lies that they would rather try poison. You're not a horse. You are not a cow. Taking a drug that's given to livestock as an anti-parasitic, it doesn't work. Please don't take it. I am taking a, what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin. The entire clinical community knew that ivermectin couldn't hurt you.
Freaking believable, folks. See if I can find this other one. This guy posts some of the best stuff. Oh yeah, here it is. Fact-checking RFK. Look at this. President Trump let the Bush wing of the GOP run all of his agency. Was Ben Carson part of the Bush wing? All of Trump's supports of farm went to big ag conglomerates. 50% went to small farmers. Tax cut for Jeff Bezos. And look, that's the biggest. We all got tax cuts. Rioting and looting. Trump inflamed tensions. And he goes on. How exactly did Trump do this? Because the media said it over and over. Biden ran on the fine people hoax. By the way, I'm going to just skip to the end because I got to get to this fine people. We're going to go to, here we go. The fine people hoax right here, people.
Television. Remember seeing, close your eyes. Remember what you saw on television. Remember seeing those neo-Nazis and Klansmen and white supremacists coming out of fields with lighted torches. And remember what the president said when asked?
And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Their veins bulging.
He said specifically that he was condemning them.
No, he did not. He said he walked out and he said, let's get this straight. The veins bulging on their, as they were screaming. Remember, just close your eyes and picture what it was. Their veins bulging. Their veins bulging. Nazi sympathizers carrying Nazi fags.
Fags?
Veins
what?
Bulging.
It's their veins bulging. Veins bulging.
Veins bulging.
How are you, baby?
He said he didn't say flags. He said, what? Now, how can he? That's terrible. I can't believe he used that word.
How old are you? Their veins bulging.
It's their veins bulging.
Bulging. Veins. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. Their veins they're bulging. Their veins bulging. Their veins bulging. Veins is bulging. Bulging. Fewer.
Have you ever heard this president say one negative thing about white supremacists? Have you ever heard it?
Racism is evil.
Damn it.
And those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
All right, so I reposted that on X. So if you want to go down and see this whole thread he put together, go check it out on my X account over there. It's just at Neil E. Johnson on X is my handle there. But it's that guy is a great follow, Maze Moore, and also Tom Elliott, Grabian. These guys put together some great clips of old media, and they pull it all together. That's beautiful, the work that they do. So anyhow, again, go check out my sponsor, Midas Gold, MidasGoldGroup.com, or text Lumberjack to 232-425 to receive free silver with a qualifying order. You can also call them at 480-360-3000. It's been going up like a rocket ship lately. And then also, like I said, that deal is still showing up at mypillow.com/lumberjack. My understanding is that was going to be taken off here after the weekend. So I'm surprised it's still up. So you can still get that today. $26.98 for queen long staple Egyptian cotton sheets, $29.98 for the king. In addition, with the Lumberjack, you're getting the free with God All Things Are Possible travel pillow and free shipping on orders over $75. Go over and support Mike Lindell, great election integrity warrior. And thanks so much for joining me on this stream today. Look, people, we are winning. They continue to expose themselves in so many ways. It's on display. There's still enough sensible Americans left. Look, I understand just how bad things are out there, but we're going to get a little bit of a respite here. But in this time, we have got to see a national revival, or we are not going to pull out of this. It's not going to happen. Okay, so make sure that, I don't know. Tell everybody you know about Jesus. Tell everybody you know about what's going on in the world, the things that they're not catching on the mainstream news. Bring the receipts. If you don't have an X account, make one. X has its problems. Okay, I even got a shadow banned on a comment I made over there, and they have too many of these porn bots that try and follow you and different things. But just delete them. Okay, big boys and girls, just delete them. Just block them. And thanks for joining me today on this stream, and we'll peace out.